What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So as you can see, we have a little news today that has to do with Mr. Chris Hemsworth, the man god himself, the god of thunder, the god of rock and roll and thunder, the god of love and thunder. He is not happy with being replaced as the Thor in MCU. And quite honestly, after his comeback of sorts with Thor and Thor. What Thor am I thinking about right now?
Few moments later.
Jesus Christ. Oh God, it was his most recent one too. I'm having a brain fart right now, I'm sorry. Thor Ragnarok. With his resurgence, his character resurgence in Thor Ragnarok. Mr. Taika Waititi brought his character back to life. Now, me personally, I could sit and watch the first two Thor films, okay? I watched it because it had everything to do with MCU and leading up to the culmination of Endgame. So, yeah, I watched them. But Thor Ragnarok was my favorite Thor. Now, Natalie Portman's Jane Foster is coming back and replacing him as the God of Thunder. My opinion is, why, Marvel? She has done nothing to earn that spot. For one, this is the same woman that did not want to come back to the MCU after she did not appreciate what they did to Patty Jenkins. Okay, that's admirable. But you write a big check, big money talks. Miss Natalie Portman is supposed to be coming back. And Thor, Love and Thunder to take over as the female version of Thor, Jane Foster's Thor. Now I wonder if they're going to follow the storyline in the comics where she fell ill, she had cancer, and she basically took over the power of Thor, and at will she can turn into, you know, Thor. When she went back to her human form, I think she was still sick, you know. So Mr. Hemsworth isn't happy with being replaced, so we're gonna read this. The culmination of the Infinity Saga seemed to make it pretty clear that Marvel Studios were reshuffling their deck in a major way, with the characters that had led the MCU since Phase 1 slowly being replaced by a new batch of superheroes. And if we've noticed, they're being replaced by female superheroes because they wanted to go an all-females route with making a female Avengers. Okay. You know, there's some gripe with that because for a long time, Captain Marvel was supposed to lead the next generation of Avengers. Don't know where that came from because that came out of left field. No one was happy about that, and especially with Brie Larson playing that character. Now, I did enjoy her in King Kong, and I did enjoy her in other things, but as Captain Marvel, I did not. Iron Man, Black Widow, and Captain America have already stepped out of the picture. Disney Plus Hawkeye will see Clint Barton take a backseat to Kate Bishop, and the Hulk is legally barred from starring in solo movies, which leaves Chris Hemsworth Thor as the last original Avenger with a major part to play. That being said, with Love and Thunder set to establish Jane Foster as the new God of Thunder, there's already been speculation that Hemsworth's days could be numbered. Now, why would you do this, Disney or Marvel, with a character that has become beloved since Thor Ragnarok? Okay, Taika Waititi did it right with Thor Ragnarok. He had that nice meeting of being a badass and being funny. Chris Hemsworth is funny, and we got to see that in Thor Love and Thunder. Okay? According to our intel, which comes from the same source who told us Guardians of the Galaxy will be making a cameo in Love and Thunder, and that National Treasure 3 and Now You See Me 3 are in development, all which turned out to be correct, Australian star doesn't want to be forced out of the spotlight when Thor is the most popular, when Thor is at his most popular following his acclaimed revelation in Ragnarok. Very true. Why would you force, like I just said, why would you force a character out that everybody's already grown to love, got used to in Thor Love and Ragnarok? I also don't like the Hulk legally not being able to make solo movies anymore. I need to read into that because I don't like that. Mark Ruffalo was tearing that out the park playing Bruce Banner. Now, I will admit, I would have rather see Smart Hulk take on Thanos to get his revenge from what happened in the beginning of Thor Ragnarok. No, Avengers Infinity War. Okay, Hulk totally got his butt kicked by Thanos. Within 45 seconds, Thanos didn't even use the Power Stone. Thanos completely wiped Hulk out. Let me tell you something. Thanos got the moves, because I rewatched that part all the time. Thanos got them hands. Okay? Then he can go toe to toe with the best of them. And I also put up on my communities tab, who do you think would win in a fight? Thanos or Darkseid? A lot of you said Darkseid. Let me tell you something. Darkseid will whoop Thanos' behind without that Infinity Gauntlet. Okay? I do like the little fan art that they have, but I still don't think that she deserves to be Hulk. We're waiting for Beta Ray Bill. Why not give Beta Ray Bill? We saw a cameo of him in Thor Ragnarok on the Jeff Goldblum's character. Can't remember it right now. I'm having a brain fart. It was a long day. His character's building. We saw Beta Ray Bill. We saw Ares. We also saw Hulk. I forgot there was another one we saw. Similar to the reports of Chadwick Boseman taking issue with Marvel's plans to eventually have Shuri become Black Panther, Hemsworth feel that they've barely scratched the surface of the new Thor, of the new version of Thor, and he's said to be pretty disappointed, and he's being shunted into the background of his own franchise. I totally agree. Now, there are rumors that Tony Stark will be making a cameo in Black Widow. I hope that's true. I hope that's true, because I cannot see anyone else playing Iron Man aside from Robert Downey Jr. That is my Iron Man. And my grandkids will ask me, who's Iron Man? Comics, cartoons, and everything? Robert Downey Jr. Okay? Okay. The Extraction was really a good movie. Y'all need to go check that out if you haven't. Extraction Star has admitted that the first two Thor movies weren't up to scratch. And ever since Taika Waititi first got his hands on the Odin son, the character has turned out to be one of the MCU's major highlights. And as the elder statesman for a long-running series, if Hemsworth doesn't plan on walking away from his character defining role in the near future, then there's still plenty of ways to give him a major part, even if he's no longer Asgard's protector. Okay, that's understandable, because Asgard was destroyed. We saw Asgard get destroyed in Ragnarok. How they had to destroy Asgard to destroy Hela. And me personally, I don't think she's dead. I think somehow she will make a reappearance in later Marvel movies, because as we know, in Marvel, no one stays dead. Okay? So, it's very interesting to me that they're going to push him out of his own franchise, if this does happen to be true. Natalie Portman's Jane Foster does not deserve to hold that title, because she hasn't been in we had her in like 2 or 3. We saw her in 2 or 3 things. She came back for Endgame for that small cameo where Rocket had to go extract the stone from her. Still trying to figure out how he did that. I like to see them do a short film on that one. I don't think she deserves it. I like Chris Hemsworth as Thor. I've gotten used to seeing Chris Hemsworth as Thor. Like Iron Man's, like Robert Downey Jr. is my Iron Man. Chris Hemsworth's my Thor. Anytime I see a cartoon or like the new Avengers game, anything that has to do with Thor, when I hear the voice, I'm like, oh, I have to remember there are other Thors, because Chris Hemsworth was not playing, all of those roles. Chris Hemsworth has shown comedic ability. He's shown that he can be in hardcore action films with the best of them. I'm waiting to see a John Wick and Chris Hemsworth action movie. I'm waiting to see Chris Hemsworth and John Wick somewhere down the line if they keep on with that franchise. But I don't think that they should push him out of the franchise that he has helped build from the very beginning. He was literally one of the 3 originals, one of the trinities that started this whole thing. Chris Hemsworth, Robert Downey Jr., and Robert Downey Jr. and Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow, and Mark Ruffalo, not Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, but Hulk. So it's kind of disheartening to hear this information, and Marvel's gonna like try to force us to get used to this like they tried to do with Captain Marvel, which failed terribly because that bombed. But you know, let me know your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think of this information. Do you think that they should keep Hemsworth at the forefront of his own franchise that he's helped create, or do you think that he should take a back seat to Jane Foster's new adaptation of Thor? You let me know in the comment section. Also did a poll asking which first person or third person game you guys are looking forward most to. Go over there and vote that. I want to hear your thoughts on why. You were supposed to comment why. Some of you didn't, some of you did. Thank you. Have a beautiful day. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, share with your friends and family. Anything that you want to see me react to, just comment it. Go on my Twitter. My Twitter is down here along with my Instagram. Check out these videos up here. And, we, you know, let's converse here. Okay? You see, I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. Everybody have a beautiful day. It's hot. I might go jump in the pool or something. I don't know. But, you know.